All right, score 0-0. It's the first quarter. 11:19 left to play. It's 3rd and 3. I'm going to run this slow so you can see it. This is essentially cover 0 again, right? At least that's what it looks like. And the Cardinals are in 10 personnel. They have 4 wide receivers. They have a back, and they're going to spread them out. And the Dolphins have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the line. And this is cover 0, and let's stop it. Obviously, that's what we have, right? And we're gonna watch them flex out of this. They have this little diamond formation where usually the Dolphins would have to call out the switches, but as you can see, since they're off the line, they know what's coming, and they know that they're gonna have to slide protect or maybe even bring in a back, but they don't do that. And we're going to see right here what happens. Right there. It looks like it's 6 rushers. And it's cover 0 all the way across. Man to man. Right? Now let's run it quick. Are they bringing 6? Here's the snap. They're all coming. They're all coming. There's a free rusher. They're not coming. This is a 3-man rush. They showed cover 0, but it's a 3-man rush. And what are they trying to do with this? Let's bring it back right here. And I'll show you what happens. As you bring them up right here, of course, they're sliding the protection because they have to, because we have a guy threatening the B gap, the A gap, and then the other B gap. So they're going to slide this way. They're going to allow the farthest man to be the free rusher. And Kyler Murray is swift enough where he can buy some time rolling to his right and maybe hit this little crossing concept that they have going right here, right? But what the Dolphins are doing is something very interesting. If you watch it right there, and let's bring it back, you have that free rusher. This is Emmanuel Ogbah who's just winning one-on-one right here. But this is Jerome Baker, and he's essentially a spy in this because he's engaging but not completing his rush. So he's going to try to mirror the quarterback down the line. Vanoy is getting into the short zone, and Brandon Jones is also getting into this short zone right here. And they're just trying to take away anything that comes here as they're flushing the quarterback to his right. So naturally, you just try to take away passing lanes across. And that's exactly what they do. If you watch them, there they are. There's nothing there. Emmanuel Ogbah wins one-on-one, strips him, and now he's picking it up. And let's score with it. And let's watch Brandon Jones. Gets that block. There it is. Touchdown. Another scoop and score. Now let's watch the defense and let's see how they accomplish this. All right. Stop it and let's put it slow. This is what they're trying to do, and they've done this a lot. They're going to slide protect this way, right? Because quite simply, what you have is a right-handed quarterback, and you have 1, 2, 3 rushers with 2 guys right here. They're threatening the A gap, right? Which naturally means that they can't double team them. No? So you can't do that. So naturally, you have to slide protect because now the Dolphins are not only threatening a wide rush, but they're threatening the B gap and the A gap as well. So let's run it, and let's run it slow so you can see what happens. And the only way this really works is if Brandon Jones and Calvin Oy are rather convincing in pressing their men. So they do go through with this. And normally in this alignment, you would think that the spy would be the man closest to the center, but it's not. It's actually Jerome Baker. So here's a snap. And let's stop it. They're all engaging. All 6 are coming, aren't they? And look how they blocked this. They blocked this correctly. They have slid all the way to the right, and they have them all picked up, right? But not if you're dropping guys off of coverage and then you essentially created a free rusher, which is Shaq Lawson, and it's the free rusher to the backside, which is exactly what you want against somebody like Kyle Murray. And score with it. And look at this block by Brandon Jones. Great block. Touchdown. All right, the score is 7-7. There's 2:06 left in the first quarter. It's 1st and 15 at the 21-yard line. And Changeli does something very, very tricky with this play. Now, you see what is essentially 11 personnel, right? You have Durham Smith right here, Durham Smythe. This is Ahmed, the new running back. And this is Gesicki up top, so it's actually 12 personnel, which makes this even more trickier. So they do recognize they're near the red zone. So, fades are something that Tua Tagovailoa might do. So the Cardinals are what looks like in some type of two-deep shell, but they soon identify that it's man. And they do that once they set up Jakeem Grant on his motion. Now, you would think this is a read. It's not. It's a design pass. This is a pass, believe it or not, that Adam Gase used to run a lot with Kenyon Drake in Miami. And that's the snap. So I'm going to bring it back so you can see what they're trying to accomplish with this. Okay. Their running goes on both sides. That should widen the safeties a bit. As you can see, they're outside of the hashes. So they're very conscious of Mike Gesicki out here, Devontae Parker here. This is Durham Smythe. Okay? They're going to roll Ahmed out into this flat as if it were a screen, and that's going to pull a defender out with him. Jakeem Grant, they do have to pay attention to. So he's going to come out here as if it were a screen. And I believe that Tua Tagovailoa does have that if he wants it. But what they're going to do is delay Durham Smythe as he gets a block and gets out against a linebacker. And now let's run it. There he is. Look how he blocks it. Look how he blocks it. They're coming out to take this away. And look how he puts his hands up. Ahmed. Complete sell job. Beautiful design. And he's 1-on-1 against the linebacker. And Durham Smythe catches it. And he's rolling toward the end zone. Great design pass. That's where it's supposed to go. And if it wasn't going to go there, it was probably going to go to Jakeem Grant on the flat. All right, it's 3rd and 7 on the 44-yard line. The Dolphins lead 14-7. There's 14:50 left in the second quarter. And we're just going to run this so I could show you what's called a sticks coverage. The Cardinals are back in that 11 personnel again. And the Dolphins have dime. And what they're going to do here, and let's roll it a little bit more, is that they're showing that zero blitz look once again, right? But this time what they're going to do is that this is Zach Sealer. And he's going to come out right here into the short zone. And they're not necessarily bringing everybody. They're bringing 4, and then they're just going to roll their safeties to protect the sticks and the zone right at about 15 yards. And they're trusting their outside guys in man-to-man coverage over the top. So there's no deep safety help on this play whatsoever. You got to get there with your rush. They're trying to confuse the offensive line once again. Didn't work. Let's run it. As you can see, Zach Sealer's going to come out, and there he is. You see it? And it looks like they're bringing everybody, right? But they're not. They have that same spy concept again. But as you can see, they're coming out. And they actually play this very, very well. They have the sticks. So anything that hooks in front of the sticks, they have two safeties biting on it. So all of those throws are gone. And if you can see the passing windows, they're gone. Like right here, he has nothing across the middle. He has nothing hooking back at the sticks as they have both of these guys covered, even if they do come back. And this is man-to-man. But what they do have is over the top. They have one-on-one. Kyler Murray sees this because he can see Bobby McCain coming out to take this throw right here away, right? And he just goes over the top because he knows he has one-on-one coverage. And Christian Kirk just beats Byron Jones on what is essentially a simple post. Let's run it. They play it correctly, but they don't get there with their four-man rush. They didn't confuse anybody. And Kyler Murray had one-on-one, and he took it. And that's a touchdown. All right, the score is 14-14. It's the second quarter. There's 14-18 left. It's 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. So let's run it, and I'll show you exactly what they're trying to work with right here. And let's stop it. Okay. Right here, it looks like it's a two-deep shell look, right? But let's run it just a little bit more so you can see what Tua sees. He's pointing at the mic, and now he sees that it looks like it's cover 3, right? As Budda Baker is coming into the short zone. He's coming into the box. And we're going to run it right where the snap is. Right there, Tua, if you notice, he looked to his right. And we're going to stop it. And we're going to bring it right back to the snap. Okay? And this is what they're working on. Devontae Parker's going to get an outside release on Patrick Peterson. Okay? And I don't know why he didn't go for it, but Tua Tagovailoa has the ball on the left hash. Maybe he thought, I have a pocket that I can throw into that's much easier than try to go, to my wide receiver on an outside release on the far hash. But what they're trying to do is just a simple cross. And then Shaheen, I believe, gets him on the over. But Preston Williams does something very interesting. He tries to press the outside and then gets inside leverage. And Tua Tagovailoa really has a very small window to throw into, but he makes his mind up immediately and makes a sublime decision. Let's run it slow so you can see it. And we can go through. He's not really paying too much mind to what Devontae's doing. He just saw it. And now he saw the crosser, and he's already getting rid of it. And let's see where he's getting rid of it. Let's bring it back because the ball's still right here. Right there is in his hand. But right here is when he's decided he's going to throw it, right? All he sees is color. His man has inside leverage. That's Preston Williams. He knows he has it won already. He saw the safety has not gotten off the hash yet. So he's throwing into that pocket. He knows he can't get there. All right, the score is 14-14. There's 11:59 left in the second quarter. It's 2nd and 6. And Savon Ahmed comes in. And it's it's on the 31-yard line. And they run something I haven't seen them run all year. This is 10 personnel. Mac Hollins is essentially playing in the same role that Durham Smythe has played in before. As you can see, he's in motion right here. So they really have 4 wide receivers and a small back. And what they're trying to do is trying to isolate 5 against 4 in the box and just try to get a crease for their back. And what they're trying to do is pretty simple right here. And we'll see it when you see the other view, but this backside rusher is going to be picked up by Mac Hollins as they're going to release Robert Hunt up the field. And then Jesse Davis has to get this reach block right here. They're going to double right here, And the handoff is going to come right here and what looks like a crossbuck action. And hopefully if they can kick their man out right here on this side, there should be a hole somewhere around here. And you could have your back running against linebackers 4 yards down the field. If he breaks a tackle, he can score. That's the theory. Now let's run it so you can see what happens. There's the reach right there. Robert Hunt releases. Matt Collins comes back, gets that block. They do a great job kicking their man out. They open that crease. And this is a good piece of running right here. Salvon Ahmed. Very nice. Let's run it with a different view. And here comes Matt Collins. And I'll show you, what's the concept. Wait for him to come back and set. And I'll show you what they're trying to accomplish on the run. This is right before the snap. So let's just run it from right there. What they're trying to do is they're leaving this man free. And Robert Hunt's going to try to get to the second level to get a block. Jesse Davis has to get this reach block right here. And they're trying to double right here. And open up a crease for Salvon Ahmed. Of course, on the backside, you have Matt Collins who has to come across the formation to pick up this man. And ideally, what you want to do is get a block and a kick and try to create the lane right here as you get the handoff with the crossbuck action. And we'll see how it worked out. Look at that double. Here comes that double. Jesse Davis hit his block, and then Ted Karras came off of his block to grab another one. And look at that. That's extremely well blocked. Salvon Ahmed could have had a little cutback lane right there, but you can't argue with a 19-yard run. Nice piece of blocking. All right, the score is 31-24. Cardinals are ahead now. There's a minute 18 left in the third quarter. It's 39. Dolphins have the ball at their own 8-yard line. And the Dolphins are in 11 personnel, and they're facing what looks like nickel. Yes, it's nickel. And as you can see, they line up incorrectly. Mike Gesicki is telling Jakeem Grant that he has to line up on this side. And this is essentially a flood concept. And the Cardinals are bringing a blitz, so Tua Tagovailoa really does not have much time to scan the field here. But I'll show you what happens, okay? Now, he saw that nobody came with Jakeem Grant as he came over, right? So he reasonably suspects that they're playing some type of zone coverage, okay? This is Devontae Parker. What they're trying to do is they're trying to run Jakeem behind the short zone and trail him with Parker. Then they're releasing Malcolm Perry out into the flat. 9 times out of 10, a rookie quarterback will throw to this flat route because it's easy. It's the easiest completion you can make. You have an A-gap blitz coming. So what does Tua Tagovailoa do? We're going to see it. And let's run it really, really slow to the point of release. He already knows where he's going with the football. He's already setting. He's setting to throw. He knows the route that's coming. And he knows he has a lane to throw into. But where does that ball have to be? He knows that since they're picking up the back, which is Malcolm Perry in this instant, in the flat, this is going to clear out. Since Jakeem is pressing up here, he's going to widen this lane. But since Patrick Peterson is overplaying it, he wants it on this shoulder. Ideally somewhere around where the 20-yard line is. But look at that lane that he has to throw into. He's predetermined it against the coverage. Right there, he's already thrown it. The ball's in the air. He anticipated that window. And look at what a window it is. Completely clear. And that's on a free rusher from the B gap. There's the ball. And where does he put it? That's great quarterbacking. All right, the score is 31-24. The Dolphins have it at the 11-yard line going in. There's 11:48 left in the game. It's 1st and 10. And this is what is called a pre-snap RPO. And I'm going to show you how Tua Tagovailoa executes this. And executes it brilliantly. Let's count the defenders, shall we? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is Budda Baker. Later on in the snap count, you're going to see that he's coming in. But Tua Tagovailoa knows he doesn't matter. He's on this side of the hash. They're on the right hash. Budda Baker's on the right hash. He's not coming. And if he's coming, it's not going to matter. But what he does know is that he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and potentially 8 in the box. So, how is it a pre-snap RPO? Well, they're blocking this. They're going to try to block this. They're going to try to release Shaheen up to get a block. They're going to try to get a double right here. And Chandler Cox is going to release to try to get a seal. And if they hand it off, they're going to try to run this ball right into the B gap. Okay? So it's essentially what is maybe a dive 33. But Tua Tagovailoa knows better. And since it is an RPO, and he is one of the best RPO men in the NFL, he knows he has one-on-one coverage right here. And the safety can't get there on an 11-yard fade. So he's either handing it off or he's throwing the fade. He counts 8. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to block. 8. He's throwing it. And watch how they block it, by the way. And let's run it slow. And as you can see, he's coming into the box. And it is 8. And you only have 7. And they all get sucked in. And 2 is throwing decision. Simple read.